All right, what's up, people? So I am going to do a requested review on Talisha. Okay, I did some investing into her yesterday, and the reality is, for what I do already with my current team where it's at, it literally makes 0 sense to do a heavy investment in Talisha at this point in my game. Now, I will invest into her on a slow rate, but I'm not going to be investing into her and going all out on Talisha anytime soon. Now, some of you may be wondering why, so I'm gonna explain that to you. Let's go to Talisha right now, and I will show you what I'm talking about. So she's a A1 2-star. She's got the 2-star UT. Let's discuss what Talisha was released to accomplish first, okay? That's the first order of business here. So Talisha's primary role is Eclipse, okay? That's the main thing that she is designed to do incredible at. Now, if you already have a well-invested Pansy, or you already have a well-invested Epis, or Lorianne, or Celine, then I wouldn't waste your time and energy and money on Talisha right now, okay? If you don't have a well-invested Eclipse hero, then by all means, buy Talisha in the shop. That $44 pack is in an incredible value. You're gonna get 1,500 additional rubies by getting her to T5. You're getting the 4 3-line DL selectors. You're getting the TP, the Transcendence points, and all the mats you need to get her to T5. So it's worth, getting that pack to have her. The other thing that Talisha was released for is Trial of Sky, and enabling a low investment into a hero for clearing Trial of Sky. She fits the same role that Taylor did for Trial of Earth. She fits the same role that Zara did for Trial of Flow. They obviously have use elsewhere as well, like Zara's absolutely incredible in Shaq. That actually was the main reason that she was released, was for Shaq. And just like the main reason that Talisha was released was for Eclipse, she also happens to be a win condition for TOS, Trial of Sky. So the reality is that's another good thing that comes from getting Talisha. There's a couple of videos already up on YouTube of Talisha clearing Trial of Sky with a 0-star unique weapon, no soul at all. Now, she did have a 3-star UT, and she had some pretty strong supports. I believe she had an A2 4-star Annette that was allowing her to clear that, but his Audi, or her Audi, whoever it was that was doing the video, was an A0 soul weapon, which, if you don't have an A0 Audi at the very least already, get one now, because Audi is easily the best support in this game. Easily. You can use him everywhere. And that's a side note. I can do a review on Audi if you guys want one later on, but his Audi wasn't even that great. It was I think it was a 1 or a 2-star unique weapon, and then an A0, and then, like I said, his Annette was A2. But listen, I cleared Trial of Sky with an A1 Pansy, Trial of Sky 8 with an A1 15 Pansy, with a 1-star Annette with an A0, and a 1-star Audi with an A0, and a Zaf on a stat stick. He didn't even have a unique weapon, okay? So I believe his other one was Krishna, and his Krishna was had a decent investment in there. The nice thing about Talisha in Trial of Sky is that she is getting amped by Annette. And most of Annette's amps are in her perks. They're not in her soul weapon. So an A2 is not required, even an A1. Just an A0 Annette, an A0 Audi, and you'll be fine with a low investment Talisha. And that again was Trial of Sky 8, which you do not need to pass in order to get the achievement. You only need to beat 7, and I would guarantee you that an A0 Annette, an A0 Audi, and maybe even a stat stick Krishna or any other support type hero in that third role to function as a tank that can amplify M damage alongside a 0-star unique weapon Talisha with even a 0-star UT4 will get you a win in TOS 7 for the achievement. Okay? Mark my words on that. That's how good she is in Trial of Sky. All right? But I don't need her for Trial of Sky personally, so I wouldn't buy her for that purpose. I would buy her for Eclipse. Now, originally, I thought I am going to get this girl day one. I'm going to A2 her. I'm going to 5-star her unique weapon, and I'm going to 5-star her UT. I'm going to drop all the big coin, and I'm going to level the hell out of this girl. But before I decided to do that, I thought, let me think about this a little bit more, because the reality is I already can clear. I have 4 teams that can clear past wave 40 in Eclipse, and I've got 2 teams that can clear up to 50. My A1 5-star Epis, she can get to wave 50. My 5-star Pansy, A220, she can get to wave 50, sometimes even farther. Now I have to be careful, because it's like, do you want to have one team that goes to like 65 and then another team that goes to like 40, or would you rather have multiple teams that go to 50 so that you get the MVP bonus on a higher stage? With the new version of Eclipse, I say you're better off getting more teams to 45, where the brilliant ether starts to drop at a much higher rate than you are to have one team getting all the good artifacts you've got going to 60, and then the rest of your team's going to like 30 or something. So divvy up your artifacts accordingly so that you get more balance between your runs, because you will end up with more overall ether, which is the whole reason we do Eclipse in the first place. So all that being said, I was like, wait a minute, if I spent the kind of money I needed to spend to get Talisha to A220 5-star day one, I could buy ether like 2 to 3 times a week for the next year and be burning the hell out of stamina, buy stamina 2 to 3 times a week, and I could buy ether, but stamina 2 to 3 times a week, okay? And burn the hell out of that stuff. Guarantee my guild is getting the 3x guild raids every single week. I alone am responsible for like 400,000 stamina a week typically in our guild, which is almost a third of what you need for 3x guild raids in your guild. So if you're thinking, man, I really want to get Talisha for Eclipse to get high clear rates, don't bother. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. So, yeah, buy the stamina, okay? Buy the stamina, burn the hell out of it on 923. Get all those PvP selectors. Go run amok in League of Victory and in League of Honor, okay? And get all the shit you get from beating the hell out of all that content with perfect PvP gear. Not to mention, you're gonna get all the fragments you could possibly need to get all your heroes to T5 in no time. You're gonna get all the ancient runes you would ever need to get all your weapons maxed out, all your gear maxed out with the best runes until you get the Velks. You're gonna get all the gold you can possibly need to do all your soul weapon advancement from all the ether that you're gonna be able to get from all the stamina that you're burning for multiple Eclipse runs, okay? You're gonna have all the gold you need to use that ether. You're gonna get all the experience potions that you need to level up your heroes to level 100 once chapter 10 drops at the end of this month, okay? I'm just saying, burning stamina is gonna be a hell of a lot more of a return on your investment than dropping a bunch of coin on Talisha. Now, if you want to slow burn Talisha, which is what I've decided to do going forward, and I aborted the the A2 with the four soul weapons I had saved up for her, do it. Just slow burn her. Don't invest in her. Just, if you want to get some of the stuff out of the shop to kind of make her a mild eclipse goddess, this chick right here in her current form will clear wave 40 with the right supports. Okay, that's low level investment. If you maxed this girl out, she'd be doing 70 all damn day. Why? This perk right here. This skill, when perked with S1 light, allows you to fire it 3 times before it goes on a cooldown. Then you put her on that new capsule that just dropped in the event. That's going to increase the cooldown from the 25 seconds that the S1 perk puts on the thing, okay, from 25, and then each time she goes through a wave, boom, she's getting 2 second cooldown, 2 second cooldown, 2 second cooldown. So she's gonna be spamming the heck out of this and just wrecking with her S1. Oh, sorry, you don't use S1 light, you use S1 dark, right? So she fires it off 2 times. That's what you would use in single boss battles, is the S1 light. This is the one right here. You fire it off twice, and at each time she uses it, at the beginning of each wave, it increases its damage by 20%. So we could do some quick math on this. Let me just throw her on a piece of gear here. Let's throw her on. Oh wait, she's not a. I keep thinking this girl's a wizard and she's a damn archer. What am I thinking? Here, throw her on that. Okay, decent attack lines. I'm gonna talk about this in a moment as well, because this is also worthy of mention. So, boom, she's got 471,000 attacks. So each time she fires that thing, 2 million damage, right? And then she deals an additional 1.7 million damage after she has fired it twice to the same target. That ignores defense, okay? So that right there, that means you get to fire it twice, doing 4 million damage, and then it'll do an additional 3.4 million damage, and that's before it gets the 20% boost. It boosts to 200% of that, okay? 200% of that times 2 so by the time you have used this joint 20 times, which will happen quick in Eclipse, you will literally be doing 22 million plus damage, base damage. That's before any of your perks. That's before any of your buffs from your allies or whatever. That's insane. That's going to one-shot just about every boss up through like at least 40. You get this girl to A220, she could be the first hero that's clearing like 120, stage 120, okay? Which is some mad ether to be getting. So in that sense, it's worthy of an investment if you're just really, really trying to grind out and level up your soul weapons advancement levels. But I don't see the point of that yet. Now, once I get Vero to 5-star, she's A2 now. Once I get her to 5-star, I think I'll start using all my kinship on Talisha, okay? Because I've already A220, 5-star Juno. I've already A2'd Vero, and she's 3-star. I've already 3-starred May. I'm 3 soul weapons away from her being A2, although I kind of feel like Fallen Frey rendered May obsolete in most content. So I will probably do Talisha first, just because she's that dirty in Eclipse. She's just that amazing there. But I'm not going to recommend that you drop tons of money on Talisha just for Eclipse. I would say use that money to burn stamina before you start dropping a bunch of coin on Talisha. Unless, again, you've already got all your supports upgraded, you've already got an incredible DPS, and you're just looking to edge out on your Eclipse game. I'm happy with where my Eclipse game is now. I don't have ether problems. So at the end of the day, she is not a high priority for me. So what did I do with those 4 soul weapons that I saved up? The 4 soul weapon selectors, I A2'd Pris. That's what I did, because Pris is going to help me in Conquest. Pris is going to help me in World Boss. Pris is going to help me in Labyrinth. Pris is going to help me in a lot of the challenge raids that show up in various, in various forms. Pris is just an incredible support in general. So, but the main reason I did it was for Conquest, okay? Because my team already has some really good supports that they can bring, and now I can bring an A2 Pris, an A2 Vero, and an A2 Audi as my supports in Velk. I can bring an A2 Pris, and I can bring Nayla. She's 5-star A0. A2 is kind of a pointless thing there. That's the only reason I invested in Nayla, was for lack. Because our guild, struggles with lack, since most of our guildies are magic focused. So I built out a Nayla 5-star A0 for the purpose of amping P damage against lack. So I bring Pris, lack, and Juno there for that content, or I might bring Fallen Fray. But May is more or less obsolete there. Just because of the RNG pen that she's slinging, and May also doesn't have nearly the healing capabilities, or the shield, or the damage amplification that Fallen Fray brings to the table. So I decided to go ahead and A2 Pris instead. And if you watched my video that I posted last night, between an A115 Pris and an A215 Pris, my score in Xanadus, and I am not a big World Boss fan. You've known that if you watched my videos. I feel like the returns and the rewards are mediocre at best. But my score went from 63 trillion to 83, almost 83 trillion with just that one A2 thing that I did, which is crazy. So that's similar gains that I will be able to see and appreciate in Velk and in Lack as well. That's why I did that. So, and Guild Conquest is really important to me because I want Velk runes and I want Velk artifacts. So that's why I went ahead and did that instead of A2ing Talisha, okay? But I want to kind of recap what I've stated here so far, which is quite simply, Talisha is a win condition for Trial of Sky. So maybe you're a predominant magic user, you haven't invested in the standard SS heroes for Trial of Sky like Pansy and Zafir, which are both physicals. There's a couple of others that are really good there as well, Hannes, but they're all physical heroes. And the magic side of things really didn't have a great hero to clear Trial of Sky, and it was requiring a predominant magic user to invest in a physical, which seemed counterintuitive if that was the only place they were going to use that hero. So this was Vespa's way of saying, hey, here you go, magic users, win condition, easy win condition for Trial of Sky, and getting that achievement, just like they did with Taili, who essentially does exactly what Nikki and Gao does in one hero. Just like Zera did in Flow, with all the heal rate reduction and the invulnerability for all, and the healing and the mana battery. Like, they just made Zera just great at Flow. Of course, each of those heroes also had incredible use elsewhere. Taili is amazing in PvP, and Zera's amazing. Actually, she can be really good in PvP too, but she's like the best in Shaq. And then, of course, Talisha is unequivocally, without a doubt, the best hero at all that will ever do Eclipse. I mean, they'll never make a hero that does Eclipse better than Talisha. She's an NPC. If they do release another hero that's coming close to doing what Talisha can do in Eclipse, they're just going to buff Talisha to do it better. Talisha needs to be the best at Eclipse. You would think that they would have made Kayn as an NPC the best at Eclipse, but he's not. It's this girl right here. He can be good at Eclipse, nowhere near where Talisha is going to be if you max this lady out. So hopefully that video helps you understand exactly why I didn't A2 her. I was talking about doing it in my video yesterday, and in the video leading up to it, I had said, in the video before her release, I had said that I was going to be saving those selectors to potentially A2 her But the reality is it just doesn't make sense for me. It may make sense for you though. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below, and we will talk to y'all soon. Iceman Alpha Real Time out. Peace.